Hey, this is Mike. I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting Sparks Toyota, and I'm checking out a 2016 Toyota Camry. Now this one has the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder with the 6-speed transmission. Really awesome vehicle, and it has the upgraded 17-inch aluminum alloy wheels with the graphite finish. So let's go ahead and check it out. Ventilated disc brakes here in the front. And I really like that graphite color on those wheels. That just really sets this off. Now this is, the exterior color is called Creme Brulee, which is pretty neat, pretty fancy sounding, and it looks really good. Of course, you do have 4-wheel disc brakes, but the rear disc brakes are not ventilated. They're just a solid disc back there, which is fine for most vehicles. So let's take a look here in the front. We have halogen projector headlights here with halogen reflector high beams here to the left, and you have your lights down there. It does have daytime running lights, which you can turn on and off. But check out that front end. I was really impressed with that gloss black center part, the grille there. Plus you have this little bit smoked chrome look here in the center, and of course the Toyota emblem is really awesome. I like large emblems. That's really cool. And you see some pretty interesting creases here in the hood. Hopefully you can see with the light casting across it. So this is what the key looks like. It has your key fob attached to the actual key. It's a lock and unlock buttons there, plus you have the ability to open up the trunk, and you plus have a panic there. You got that Toyota symbol there. So let's go ahead and make sure it's unlocked by pushing the unlock button, and it'll kind of beep at you, let you know that it got the signal. So this vehicle has tinted glass, and this is not from the factory. The dealer actually added the tinted glass, but most people around here do that, so they go ahead and do it for you, so you can have it right away. So here is the inside of the passenger door. It's all black except for the metallic accents there. Perfect place to put a bottle down here at the bottom, plus some little bit of storage space there in the door. A lot of the soft to touch pretty much everywhere. And there's your threshold, black threshold. Now check out these awesome seats. We've got a combination of the leather on the outside with the red stitching, and then you have this pretty neat looking cloth here in the center, which is kind of grippy, so you're not sliding around too much in the seat. Pretty decent bolstering without being too intrusive. Plenty of legroom here in the front. Really, really impressive legroom. You have the red stitching here in the dash, just like on the seats. And I wonder why they don't have any red stitching here on the door. Oh well, I didn't design the car. We have a locking glove compartment, which you open by pushing this button. And then you have this little place right here, kind of straight back. All plastic on the inside, easy to clean. Not huge or anything, but it's still significant. Let's take a look here in the back. Here's the inside of the back door. You notice the back door is not that much smaller than the front. You do have places to put a couple bottles there, storage spaces, same styling, all black except for the metallic accent there. Back seats are in the same style as the front. You have the red stitching on the black leather, and then the cloth there in the center, same exact styling. Less bolstering, of course, because you can use this as a bench seat. Now you notice I have the armrest down with some cup holders, but if you need a center passenger, you can lift that up out of the way, and then you have a place for a center passenger, and the floor is pretty much flat, so that helps out with their feet positions. Little storage space there. And that front seat is all the way back, so to give you an idea of the legroom here in the back, which is pretty substantial. So So let's take a look at the rear of the vehicle. You have the Camry and SC badging on the back. You have the black plastic there on the bottom, which helps out with dirt and stuff. Plus it's a tough material there at the bottom. Chrome tip exhaust, single exhaust to help let that 2.5 liter breathe pretty good. And you have that smoked chrome accent in the back that kind of matches the front. And then you've got the Toyota emblem. You also have a deck lid spoiler, a little bit of a small one there on the back. So let's go ahead and check out the trunk. So on the key, we're going to go ahead and push and hold the trunk button, and you notice it goes right up, almost all the way up. So that way you're not lifting anything, you just barely lift it up, which is almost takes no effort, and it goes all the way up the rest of the way. So here's the back. Really big trunk. And you notice it goes all the way to the left and the right, like so. And there's a front tag holder there. And those seats do fold down in case you need to have some extra cargo space. Now they don't fold down all the way flat, but does give you the ability to, you know, add some extra room back here. So this lifts up, and you have some places to actually more storage space, but also your tools and everything for your, you know, changing this tire. And speaking of changing the tire, there's your spare tire there underneath, like so. And lowering the seats, you do have to access the trunk, and you have to pull these tabs right here, and that way you know, kind of keeps your stuff more secure. Let's take a look at the fuel door, which is here on the driver's side, which is my preference. And you do have, it is a locking door, so it keeps people out of your fuel tank, hopefully. And you notice it has a cap with a little tether here, so let's go ahead and open it up. And you notice the tether's there to keep you from losing the cap, but you don't want to have it dangling down, scratching your creme brulee paint. So they have this little holder, which is awesome. Keeps the cap out of the way. You're able to pump gas and keep you from scratching your paint and losing your cap all in one. It's pretty awesome. Real easy to just go ahead and put it right back on after you're done, and click it one time and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and start it up with the traditional key here in the traditional ignition. Let's take a look under the hood. So to open the hood, just here, just a little bit above the emblem, a little bit to the right, there's a little latch. You just push it up, lift the hood up a few inches. It'll go up all the way the rest of the way by itself. So you can see the action that you have to lift. See, it has the shocks, keeps the hood up completely out of the way, and you actually can see some engine. Actually see metal under the hood instead of a bunch of plastic. You see a little bit of plastic there, but much better than what I normally find when I lift the hood. So 2.5 liter, 178 horsepower, mated to a 6-speed transmission, electric controlled transmission. It has a sport tuned suspension, and from what I understand, this is one of the, you know, fastest, really fast vehicle from what people told me compared to other vehicles in its class, especially the 6-cylinder. So I'm going to try to show you the window sticker here. Hopefully there's not too much of a glare. You can use the pause button to check it out further if you can even see it. So your driver's seat has power adjustments front and back and your tilt and all that stuff, but it also has power adjustable lumbar support, which is really awesome. Really appreciate that they added that. So here we are on the inside, 2016 Toyota Camry. Really love what they did with the Camry. It really is awesome. Very comfortable. Everything is simple and easy to use. And everybody that I've talked to that owned a Camry just absolutely loved them. Okay, so let's go ahead and start over here on the driver's door. So you basically have a mirror of the other side of the other door, except for this one has some more buttons. So you have your window controls here, and the front two are automatic, so you can just one touch, goes down and up, like so, which is really a time saver in a lot of cases. You can lock out the rear windows by pushing that button in case you don't want kids playing with the windows or something. Door locks are here, and then your side mirrors are controlled with this little pad. You just pick a side and you can adjust it. Your traction control button, you can turn it off right there. And down here is a little place to put some change, a little tiny pocket there. The only thing I can think of is some change. So here's the steering wheel, and it has the same leather and red stitching similar to the seats, and very high quality feeling steering wheel. It feels, and the leather feels a little bit, it feels like it's a little bit loose, but it's just because it's soft. The softness of the steering wheel kind of helps out with your hands being fatigued on long trips. And it is very easy to turn the steering wheel since it has the electric power assisted steering wheel, which will adapt to your driving speed and stuff like that. So here on the steering wheel we have some buttons. On this side we have your volume for your radio, tune through your stations on your radio, so I can go to the next highest station or whatever, kind of seeks through. And then the up and down will cycle through your presets, so you can change through your presets there. And you can change through the mode, like say AM or FM, that kind of stuff there. Plus if you push and hold it, it will mute the radio. And then you have a back button, which certain screens you can go into will require you to back out of, or you can back out of them if you need to. So here on the right side you have your Bluetooth phone buttons to where you can answer calls, make calls. Also you can, with your voice recognition, you can make calls. Then you can hang up here. Voice recognition is really awesome because it keeps your hands on the wheel, eyes on the road, and you're staying productive, with phone calls and changing through the radio, that kind of stuff. So highly recommend learning how to use the voice recognition. So down here is your cruise control, and you can turn it on and off by pushing this button. So you'll have a little green indicator here letting you know that it's on or off, so you know whether it's on. Once it's on, you can set it by pushing it down. You can change through your speeds by going up and down. You can also resume by going up, and you can cancel it by pushing it in like that. So on the back of the steering wheel, excuse me, the back of the steering wheel has these paddle shifters, which is really awesome, which you can change through the 6 gear ratios manually, along with your shifter, which I'll show you that in a minute. So here's your headlight controls, and right now it's in the automatic position, and it also has daytime running lights off position, automatic, parking lights, and then your headlights there. I like the automatic position because you don't have to think about it. And then there's your headlight, your windshield wiper controls there on the right. So these buttons here correspond with little screen here between the gauges. Now you notice the RPMs are on the left, along with your engine coolant temperature, and then your fuel gauge and your speedometer is there on the right. And you'll notice the fuel gauge has a little fuel pump there with an arrow pointing to the left, showing you which side your fuel door is on, which is awesome. So this little screen here, you notice it gives you the outside temperature, 90 degrees with really high humidity today. It's really hot and humid. So you have your odometer there at the bottom, but right here in the center you kind of have this little tab system, and I'm going to kind of cycle through using these buttons here, using that button to cycle through. Okay, so I cycle, and it'll go to different tabs, so like say messages, settings, and then the information screen. So while we're in the information screen, I can actually scroll down. You notice there's a little scroll bar on the right, just like you would see on a computer browser. So right now it's showing a digital speedometer and the distance to empty. So I'm going to scroll down, and we'll get average fuel economy and current fuel economy with that little bar there, and trip distance, trip elapsed time, which is pretty cool, and you can reset that if you need to. Tire pressure will be displayed once you start driving, but it'll give you an accurate measurement on each tire, which is really awesome. And then a blank screen. in case you just don't want to see anything there. And then it scrolls back to the miles per hour, digital speedometer, and the miles to empty, which I would leave it there. That's the most useful for me. And just want to mention, like the tire pressure, stuff like that, you don't actually have to go in there and check that all the time. It will pop up and let you know if they're out of spec. Okay, so let's go over in here. Messages will only appear if there's something to tell you, like it's time to change your oil or your tire pressure's low, and it'll appear, okay, when you start the vehicle, a message will appear. But like, say if you don't, if it says, hey, time to change your oil, you're like, okay, well, I'll do it tomorrow, I gotta go to work. And then you keep driving, the message will go away and it'll show up in this little screen here. Okay, so let's go over here to the settings, and the settings, you can choose that and go into all kinds of different settings here, just endless here. So, and then there's a back button on this side, so you can see a little back button there, and you can see a back button, a little back icon there showing you that's how you get out of that screen. Okay, so I think you got the general idea. You get some different information there on the center screen. You can choose different default screens, so this will be mine, but of course anybody can use anything they want. Alright, so over here is your radio system, and it's a touch screen. You have a CD player as well with traditional volume and tune through the station knobs there. I wonder if they're ever, it seems like that's been around for so long, and people were just so accustomed to that, and it's just, I guess, the same thing with CDs. But anyways, you have some actual buttons here on the sides as well as the touchscreen. So right now we're in audio screen. Okay, so the audio, let me just show you right here. There's kind of like your sources. So you have AM, FM, CD player, USB, Bluetooth audio, and you have an auxiliary input. And you can reorder these icons if you need to. And those will also be accessed here with the source button. Car, this will be like your trip computer, showing your average speed, elapsed time, and your range, which is really awesome. And then you can go in and set up all kinds of stuff. You can set up new phones, your Bluetooth system, your phone. You can have Bluetooth audio devices too, not just your phone, which is pretty cool. And you can adjust your display, like you say, your camera and your general brightness. And you can also turn the screen off, which is cool, because if you just don't want to see anything, let's say it's distracting you or whatever, you just have a blank screen. You can always push a button and it pops back up. And you can seek through tracks, and then there's a phone button over here as well. Four-way flashers are there, and then your climate control is really easy to use. You notice all the buttons are really big and easy to see. Your fan speeds on this side, your temperatures on that side, where you want the air to blow, and then you have your defroster system, recirculate the air. Now when you put your rear defroster on, it'll also turn on your heated side mirrors, which is awesome. Okay, so down here, which is cool, I wish I had my cell phone in here. Can't bring my cell phone in the car because it interferes with the camera, but I can actually put in a Samsung Note 4 all the way in there flat and close this door. So it's a really spacious, see if I can, yeah, that might help. Yeah, you can see in there pretty good now. But you see how much room is actually in there. It's really useful. Especially considering you have your USB and your auxiliary inputs there, and a power supply. So if you need to, like plug in your phone or something, you can plug it in and let it charge and close this up so nobody can see it, or the sun doesn't shine on it or whatever. And really awesome. And I like the way it closes up, because you can have that stuff cluttered up really good, and you can just close the door and it just looks all tidy. So your cup holders are here, and they have these little flexible space taker upper things that allows for different size cups to put in there. I know that's the, of course, that's the official term. If it's not, let me know. The space taker upper things. Okay, so there is. Here's your shifter, and it kind of slightly resembles a manual shifter because a little boot here, and I think that's cool because kind of looks sporty. So we go ahead and move it like so to reverse, and you notice it has a little pattern here on which way you move it. So now it's in reverse, and as soon as you put it in reverse, the backup camera pops up here, so you can see back there, and you can see from the bumper to the sky and all the way around the back of the vehicle, so you know, to avoid hitting stuff, hopefully. And continue down, we have the neutral position, then the drive position. This is your normal drive position. It'll cycle through all the 6 gear ratios on its own now, and you know, it's electrically controlled transmission. Okay, so it's really efficient with, you know, making sure that you're in the right gear ratio, but also the shift point, the way it shifts is more efficient. It's amazing how much more efficient modern transmissions can be. Okay, so you also have a sport mode, like so, and sport mode enables you to cycle through the gears. So, and it'll show you what gears you're in, like so, right there on the screen, and you just do it by bumping it like an old ratchet shifter, which is pretty awesome. So you can really have control over the gear ratios yourself if you really wanted to. So it's almost as good as a manual transmission, and it shifts faster than you can humanly do it with a clutch and shifter, which is cool. Okay, so you have a little storage space here, and here's your armrest. And you know, it's kind of wide enough for both the driver and passenger to use, so they don't fight over it. And this lifts up, and you have a little storage, pretty good size storage space in here, with a power supply there. And it has this liner, which you can actually take out pretty easy. And the liner is just like a little piece of thin carpet thing right there. But let's go ahead and check out up here. There's the rearview mirror, and has this little day and night mode. And the visor has a mirror with a light that pops up there. And of course, it has to be in a certain position. So like if it's there, it's not going to turn on. It has to be in this certain position where it's aiming at you. Same thing on that side. Okay, so right here we have a place to put your sunglasses with a soft material on the inside, which is not removable, to protect your sunglasses. And you can have your interior lights all on by pushing that button. You can have an individual one on if you want to, like so, or you can make it to where the door will activate all the interior lights or off. So, you know, depending on how you want to do that. Okay, so sunroof time. We have some controls here for the sunroof. So it has this manual shade that blocks all the light, which I really appreciate them doing that. You can slide that back, so now the light's right in my face, and I can tilt it up like so. I can close it, or I can open it like that, and I can get some light, and I can get some air flowing through if I wanted to on a nice spring or fall day. But today is kind of a hot day, and so I don't really want the light shining on me, so I can just close it up like so, and then that way there's no light on me anymore. Okay, so let's take a look back here. You have let's see if I can get it aiming right. Check out the visibility. There we go. So the headrests aren't too bad. They don't get too much in the way. You can see pretty good, especially considering you have a backup camera. The back seats do have the latch system, so you can put in car seats no problem, and it's very secure. Alright, so there you have it, 2016 Toyota Camry. And if you have any questions or anything at all, any kind of comments, leave it in the comment section. The information doesn't stop with the end of the video, because people in the comments can add so much more information in the comment section for future viewers. So hopefully in the future there will be tons of more information in the comment section, which you can, if you own one of these cars, you can chime in and explain your experience and stuff like that. So thank you for watching, and thank you to Sparks Toyota for allowing me to show off an awesome vehicle, and I'll see you guys next time.